To be fair, I have not done my due diligence to see who actually did it first, Coach or Louis Vuitton. But either way, they have definitely released collections that could be sisters. So if you want to hear someone totally unqualified speak about the recent Coach Cherry release versus Louis Vuitton's much anticipated Murakami 20th anniversary re-release, then by all means, please keep watching. Welcome or welcome back to your Briefcase of Luxury, where we love to chat about all things related to life, learning, and luxury. While I have no intentions of quitting my day job as a business professor, I would love to continue to grow this channel, so thank you for being here today. I'm going to get right to the chase and keep this video commentary short and sweet because I really should be prepping for my next upcoming lecture, but it just suddenly dawned on me that Coach has had a lot of limited edition releases that in my mind resemble those from Louis Vuitton. Again, who actually did it first, I can't tell you, but Coach has had a multicolor monogram bag, which I had at one point way back in the past. They've had rose printed bags over their regular monogram canvas, and I'm sure there's a lot more examples, but most recently, it seems like there is a ton of hype around their cherry collection. Someone let me know down in the comments below. I believe this is a re-release as well. I feel like Coach has done cherry collections in the past, and I don't know if it's because people actually like the Coach cherry collection itself, or this is a way for people to stick it to Louis Vuitton. And I could be way off, but that's just the general tone I'm getting. Now, when I made my video about the Walmart Birkin, I did get several comments that no, this was a way of sticking it to Hermes. But for me, you can't really stick it to a brand if you weren't actually playing the game and trying to score the Birkin to begin with. Now, I get it. If you turned down a Birkin in the boutique to go buy the Walmart version and then turn around to have a Julia Roberts Pretty Woman moment walking back into the Hermes store with your new Walmart Birkin, waving it in your essay's face, that would be sticking it to Hermes. But really, your essay would just probably think you're unhinged. But in this case with Coach and the very suspicious timing of their 2025 cherry launch, I can see this gravitation towards Coach over Louis Vuitton as a way for regular Louis Vuitton customers, maybe not so much your VICs, but like your regular Louis Vuitton customers who did not qualify for the pre-order. I can see this as a way of sticking it to the brand because I feel like a lot of people who are turning to or showing interest in the Coach Cherry Collection are the same people who would have bought the Louis Vuitton Murakami Multicolor Collection if it weren't for how poorly executed the first launch turned out. And maybe one can argue that perhaps the execution wasn't poor. It was what they intended to create more hype for the future collections. And we'll see if that actually worked out in their favor when they do launch their second collection, right? I believe there are 2 more launches to come, one with the cherry and one with the cherry blossom collection. So yeah, I feel like there are so many people who were turned off and just tired after their first experience with the multicolor launch that they're just like, F it. It's not worth the time and energy to be treated like poop. And I've also seen so many videos going over leaked photos of the upcoming collection, and it just feels like the excitement has waned just a bit. And a lot of people are just like, I'm just gonna get the Coach Cherry version because it's cuter, it's less expensive, and I can actually get my hands on it, rather than get my hopes up or have to fight for a pre-order that may or may not come through. Again, this is all just speculation because I have no inside knowledge, but I have done studies on the competitive timing of product releases, and I just can't help but be a little suspicious of the timing of Coach's Cherry Collection and how, lo and behold, it's a perfect alternative to scratch that Louis Vuitton cherry itch ahead of their official market launch, because I can see potential customers making that claim, well, I'm just going to get the Coach Cherry stuff because they can still get their hands on the Louis Vuitton pieces later if they change their minds. I don't think that's going to affect Coach's sales, right? Because it's not a true competitive substitute just based on price point and prestige alone. It's like at best a mid-tier dupe. So I feel like it's plausible for someone who really wants the Louis Vuitton cherry version to still pick up a couple of items from the Coach collection just to pre-scratch that itch, on the off chance that they are unsuccessful in securing a piece from the Murakami collection. Or maybe people have already exhausted their funds on the first multicolor launch, so this is a nice consolation prize. So I just feel like the timing of Coach's collection is kind of perfect. It's nestled between and within the Murakami launches and ahead of the Cherry launch, so they're not competing toe to toe. Again, I don't know if this was intentional on Coach's part, but I would think that Coach has some pretty smart people on their exec team. And so whether or not this was a coincidence or if it's calculated, I think it's a good move by Coach at the end of the day. By the way, while I didn't get anything from the multicolor launch, I'm not gonna lie and say I'm not tempted by the cherry launch, more so than the cherry blossom launch, which is kind of surprising. But I think it's because the cherry launch, according to the leaked photos, will feature a Neverfull BB. And you all know how I feel about that bag. And in that denim and red, just stop. I think it's adorable. I don't think Coach has anything in their cherry line that's like that at all. However, I know it's going to cost an arm and a leg. And honestly, I'm too old to be carrying around a cherry bag. That is literally for kids. And I know I make statements like that all the time and people don't like it. They find it ageist. But trust me, when you are surrounded by college age students, you do feel awkward wearing the same stuff that they do. Like, I will not be caught dead by my students wearing a crop top with baggy jeans and ponytails. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. It's a cute Y2K look, and I for sure did it when I was young, but I'm gonna leave the past in the past. And so that's honestly how I feel about this entire launch altogether. Now, for sure, they have stuff that's more elevated and more appropriate for people like me that were around for the original collection and aren't necessarily looking to relive their youth. But yeah, again, not to repeat myself, it would purely be a novelty item to own. And these items are very expensive. So that being said, Coach is definitely out for me as well. But I can see why people are more excited about the collection. And when they talk about the collection, they're more likely to talk about it alongside the soon to be released Murakami Cherry Collection. So you cannot deny that part of the attention that Coach has been getting is driven by the Murakami hype. So let me know down in the comments below, would you settle for Coach's cherry version, or do you genuinely like it better and why? Or are you going to hold out to wait to get the Murakami version? Or are you like me and are you going to sideline both of those? As always, thank you so much for sticking around until the end. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time.